Good late afternoon and early evening and late spring, mid-May on this gorgeous, sunny, glowing, nearing sunset in the greater Bloomington metropolitan area in central Illinois. This is Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, where you come. Yep, that's right. You come for one-of-a-kind, company-made, probability-based, price-predicting trading alerts, right? And this is a very, very toned-down intro to the show, because we're going to go over 3 coins in breaking news. Check these old videos out, because I'm not going to say I told you so, but I told you so. Remember? Bitcoin. We gave a sell alert if it broke that critical uptrending support, right? At first we thought we had a head or a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. But every time it got, let's clear some of this out. Every time it tried to break out, pour a little porn tool out here. Hold on. Every time it tried to break out over this orange neckline, you know what happened. My audience knows what happened. Somebody in my audience, like, subscribe, and share and comment below to let the audience knows what happened. Oh, yeah, this guy. The guy everybody loves with a little point to him out here. The old infamous duck hunter. We said he was lurking. We put him up there. When we got here and got rejected and then came back up right here on the 9th, going into the 10th, we drew the duck hunter, because we seen him slaughter the first duck, mangle the second duck, went all Hannibal Lecter and started eating the third duck. And then we thought for a brief moment that we might finally get a smart duck and it was going to break up. But nope, it got shot right in the fucking head. Bam! Down here to the target, Initial crash down to the, conveniently enough, another orange support line that we put there. And we said, remember, go watch that video. It's very, very important. Let me get some of this bullshit off, and we're going to get in-depth into this. I'm going to stop rambling, because this is very, very critical, important information if you want to understand how to trade with a probability-based trading style, where you put the probability in your favor and try to limit the loss, right? If you have a better probability of succeeding, all that means, and most importantly means, you have a lower probability of failing. And we put an emergency video out real quick, starting with, we're going to look at them all. They all look the same. We all have our monthly patterns. If you check out prior videos from 2-3 weeks ago, we warned, let's zoom out. I always say to zoom out. So Bitcoin, zoom out. We fucking told you. Can you fucking believe this guy? Yeah, I can believe him, because we fucking told you. Let's zoom in. It's too far. The weekly time frame is beautiful to illustrate what I'm showing at. Go look at one of my first videos that really ever got anybody's attention. I made a video, or videos, in here, and started getting a little attention as the price was dying. And I said, let's get some of these lines out of the way. I'm sorry it's taking forever. Like, subscribe, and share, and give me a couple of seconds here. And we're going to make this look stunning, right? This is going to be a beautiful, gorgeous trading, easy to understand what happened here in the last 3 to 5 weeks. So we're going to get that, and we're going to make that smaller. We're going to get, we got our stupid shit on. That's what happens when you get high, right? So you got that. We're going to make that line smaller. You say, why the fuck are you making that line? Because it doesn't apply right now. Calm down, okay? Calm down. We'll make that smaller. Now, here's what we said we were in when we made that emergency video. It's gaining popularity. It might be close to 100 views now. If you guys want to like and share that, it would be great. But here, get your notepads out, turn the hearing aids on, get your glasses, get your friends, all the Bitcoin hodlers gather around. We sat on a pump. I mean, I should make a bumper. I'm going to make a bumper sticker or a hat, and it's going to say specifically this, because I have emphasized this in almost every video. But everybody on YouTube and all the fucking jabronis get bought into the hype, even though I tell you it's this easy, or it's a trading rule. This is usually how it works, and this is a hard, fast rule that this company at Vincenzo'S Gold Crypto Investing will always follow. So after a pump, right? After a pump, see that? Can everybody see that? We're going to do it again. A pump, right? Now, if you watch my prior videos, yesterday, the day before, when I made this video about 15 days ago, I said after a pump, if you get falling volume and wait for it, think a little bit, critical thinking skills, and up and sideways consolidation like this is, that's very bearish, and it's often, but not always, a sign that the buyers are being exhausted and the pattern is coming to an end, right? You guys got that? Let's do this one more time just to make sure you guys got that, because I see a lot of you guys in the comment section coming in from other channels saying, I got wrecked. Should I sell my Doge? And I tell you, there's variables. There's lots. It's a fluent situation when you're asking if you should sell or buy a stock. It all depends on where you initially bought, how much you have, what your average cost is. Are you a short-term trader, a swing trader, a long-term holder? All that shit matters when you ask a question like that, because you got bought in and trapped by the criminal bankster cartel that lured you with the manipulation of the market to buy in at the very top of your emotional response in the FOMO period. And we warned against that. Remember, pump, right? We got that rising and sideways consolidation like right here with crashing volume. Very bearish. Often a sign the price is going to break down and come down to our ultimate target that we have down here, right? And you say, well, what the fuck's a bullish scenario? I'm sick of this bearish shit. Well, if you just settle down, get your popcorn out, light up a cigarette, and dig in for this extensive educational and informative video. When you like, subscribe, and share on a probability-based trading style at Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. All right, so we all got that right now, right? You see this guy right here? That's the duck hunter, and he's still perched waiting to... He might have now finished the duck off, but... You see that fucking, we're going to get here real quick. You see that fucking line? Go watch that same video. I'm referring to this line about the pump, the rising and sideways consolidation with the crashing volume being very bearish. That right there was our target. Well, we're going to move into that real quick. Now, a bullish scenario would have been the same pump, right? And then a down and sideways consolidation. See that? The exact opposite. Along with crashing volume, the same down there. You don't have to change anything there. Bullish. Very bullish. Notice the difference? One's slanted up and out, and the other one's coming down and out into the future, right? That's how you tell the difference between bullish and bearish. Always remember that. Write that down in your notebook. I always tell you, when you come to this channel, record the show, or it's actually already recorded for you on a platform. Thanks, YouTube. But take notes. It's very important to take notes. Then we zoom in. That's why we always zoom out to zoom in. Then we come into the 4-hour time frame. And right about where that head is in my duck hunter, we had a major video when this right here, that's the biggest one, that right there is the same line we showed you that when we were in that rising wedge. And we said, if we break this line, you're going to crash. And our first support zone was down here at this green underneath support. We'll make it bigger. Get that shit out of there. We'll make it bigger just so you can, for purposes of this discussion right here, to make it clear. Look how gorgeous that is. Strategically placed, gorgeous line. And that line was there before its next mate came down to touch it, flirt with it, and then get scared and run away. Only to slowly ooze into the feeling and love and affection of this line, to come back down, mingle with it, straddle it, and then crash. Remember all that. And we told you that's why that green line's there. We said if it breaks here with volume, because you always have to have pumping volume on any kind of breakout, whether you're breaking up or down. You break out, pumping volume, which you have here, confirms the breakout. Now you know you have a breakout. But then with the trading world and the criminal gangster cartel that manipulate the market, they know traders are very emotional, and they've stacked the deck in their favor by making it so easy and so simple to trade. They know when they crash the price and then manipulate the market back up with the buy orders here. But when you have a probability-based, one-of-a-kind company made forecasting technique, you know that's why that green line was down there. Go watch that video. I said 51,853 is our first target. Then if it bounces, we're going to come back up here and hit overhead resistance that used to be support. See how easy that is when it's simple, easy to understand. Crash. We already had that 51,853 support line as where it was going. Go check that video out. I believe below this in a comment for me, I'll post the video in there. And I said it's going to bounce. And then if it bounced and came high enough, this is your next logical overhead resistance, because it used to be overhead support, right? And then I said it's more than likely in our probability-based index, it's going to trade sideways, retest, and then if it doesn't double bottom, you're going to crash, right? And I don't know where I'm at. Let's see what happened here. And I'm pretty sure this is leading us right. Fuck, I remember when I did that in the other video. Fucking happens. You just got to click out right here. Click back in right now. Go back to our Bitcoin right here. Zoom back out right now. And then let's go. So, try to get back out from the weekly. So, I think we're the 4 hourly. So, back to where we were. Zoom in. Don't worry, we'll get to our favorite duck hunter because he has just assassinated his victim. But remember when we came back over here, how we said that your next logical, this is just a different point so we can see farther down. This would be your support. Then if you pumped, you would come back to your overhead resistance. And then more than likely in our probability-based forecasting techniques at VINCENZO'S, gold, crypto investing, were me treats for skywatchers from the Weather Channel. I used to love the Weather Channel. But then they became part of the criminal gangster cartel and manipulated and brainwashed the American people into believing nonsense. So I had to abandon them about 20 years ago. But, sorry, I got rambling there. Like, subscribe, share. But I said you would crash and then pump, and then this is overhead resistance, come back down to underneath support. And if you didn't double bottom at this target we already had there, go check that prior video out from a few weeks ago. We were going to crash, right? And we just crashed. It took a while. It got everybody buying the fucking hype because all the jabronis follow the criminal gangster cartel YouTube hustlers that shice them and fleece them out of their hard-earned money, right? And we said, don't buy into the hype. I don't often put trading buys to try to buy, sell, and all that because we know where the ultimate forecast is going now. We're going to get that off right down now temporarily. Click that line right here and then make it bigger, right? Why was that line already there? Just like this orange one up here at 55,000, because this was going to be one of our targets that we were just talking about. And then we said, if you watch that video, you can bounce off of here and your next logical area would be now previous underneath support is now new overhead resistance. And we said if it got up that high, which was possible but not plausible, it would come back down and you'd want to double bottom this again, and if you failed, you're going down. Now let's see. Oh yes, you notice. Do you see that, my audience? I already have a line down there, and you can go back and check that video. That line, get that shit out of there, was already there, and it just so happens to be probably our next target. Here, we're gonna go down here and make this blue one a little bit. Let's zoom into a closer time frame now. 2 hour time frame. Can go closer. 1 hour time frame. Look how gorgeous that looks. Look how gorgeous. I mean, it's spectacularly stunning how we got all of these lines nailed beautifully with no easy. We called this 3 weeks ago if you watch that video. I mean, it's incredible that everybody else they just buy and sell into the hype, and they can't sit there and just let what they think is going to play out. We hit our first line, bounce, got rejected by our overhead resistance that we said we would. Then we caught some brief underneath support that we said we could, and then quickly got rejected, and now we're crashing. And we're coming down all the way to 43,024. And that just so happens to be the target, I believe, from memory from that video, approaching 2.5 weeks ago now. I believe that target and that blue line has been sitting there very small, almost not noticeable, because that's the bottom of that falling wedge. And like I always tell you, wedges rising or falling, the targeted move out of one of those is the bottom of the wedge. Whether it's a rising wedge and then you break down, you meet the bottom range of the target, Or if it's a falling wedge and then you break up, you just go on the opposite side to meet the top of the wedge. And look, conveniently enough, just so happens there's the bottom of the wedge. And you say, how the fuck do you know where the bottom of the wedge is? Well, because on the pump, right here, get a little drawing tool out here. On the pump, there's our first overhead resistance. Watch that video. I went over this extensively. Then we crashed. And then we hit our first support. Then if you watch that video, I say we hit double support because we have all that stationary support at 43,024. And then we pumped and I went over this resistance, support. Then I said tightening range. That's often a topping pattern. And then I said, watch out for that. Go watch that video. We're coming down to that target, right? Because that's where we're coming down to. Now, if we go to Digibyte, my DGB fellows, right? Real quick, Digibyte. I gave an emergency buy alert on a potential pattern recognition call that ended up me catching it and saying, uh-oh, I read that pattern wrong. It's not going to be confirmed and we got to get out. And I put an emergency video right here. Right fucking here. This line got moved. But it was at the 14-cent level on a... Here, let's move that back to the right spot. It was at the 14-cent level. I said if it gets south of 14 cents on an emergency sell alert for DGB, you can go check that. It was on, I believe, Sunday evening. It's got about 70 views, so it was a very popular video, and I saved my subscribers. Big money. The line was somewhere around there because you can see all that support on the way up. Support, pump, support, pump, support, pump, support, pump, support. And I thought we're building up the breakout here based out of an ascending triangle, which are usually bullish, but they can break bearish. It's just a probability based trade. It should break bullish. But I put on, when we zoom in here into the 4-hour time frame, I put on an emergency sell alert. Go watch that video, like, subscribe, and share right here. I said if it breaks that uptrending support, sell it. And then it did. So I sold my position there and it crashed. And then, yeah, it quickly came back up and almost got back to where I sold. But I never issued at this office another buy update. I issued several do not buy videos mentioning it because I seen there was no volume coming in. So I didn't go and FOMO back in after a crash. And then a beautiful pump if you were smart enough to buy the bottom and knew where it was. And conveniently enough, it came close to our first target. And then if you watch a video after it crashed, I said this would be your first overhead resistance. So in order to be bullish, you would have to break that, right? Unless you're trying to just quickly swing trade it where you can limit order and then ride the pump and sell into it. But then it comes back down now and forms a new bottom, which is bearish, right? Because we're coming way past our other low. And look at that circle we have down there. And just off of memory, I have that circle just been chilling there for a very long time because I said eventually we were coming down there. And guess what? We're fucking coming down there. I just thought we were going to pump one more time before we came down here after I seen that pattern recognition or potential pattern recognition development. But I said we were coming down here. And there was brief support. That's why that line's just drawn in there. Because I said there was brief support there. Just change color. Make it yellow. See that? That was drawn in there at the same time that is. Because I knew when it crashed, this could be brief support to sucker a little bit more people. And so I warned about that. And this was the ultimate target. And then if we pump back up, this is now your new overhead resistance. Right? So this played out beautifully how we thought. Let's go to our best call as a company to date, when it was opposite of everybody else, was Dogecoin. And we said, I mean, all the targets are still there. And we said eventually, leading up to that Saturday Night Live hype event, we were going to crash. And not only crash, we called specifically when it was going to crash. We said, buy the rumor, sell the news. Which the news being Saturday Night Live when Elon took the stage to wear a fucking hat or a picture of a dog on his face. We said during that it was going to crash and it was going to teach all the hype traders and jabronis a hard lesson. And it taught them a hard lesson. And they're still trying to dig their way and trade their way out of it. Instead of just sitting back and strategically making a probability-based buy-in that only Vincenzo'S Gold Crypto Investing can give you, because we have the state-of-the-art, one-of-a-kind, company-made, probability-based price predicting trading alerts. I don't know why you guys haven't taken my trading alert serious. I see you guys watch my videos a lot, and I appreciate it, and we need your support. We feed on your support, and we continue to need your support, right? But I'm giving you these golden calls to save you money, and you continue to watch the more popular YouTubers with 10,000 subscribers, 50,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers, and you continue to get wrecked and shysted and shafted by the criminal gangster cartel that manipulate the world markets, right? I'm going to do some more updates here as the price action matures. I'm going to eat some dinner real quick. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Peace and love. Peace and love.